Hello, good morning to you. It's now time for business. The Minister for Aviation, Cecilia Dapar, has extended an invitation to the private sector to help develop the aviation industry. The Minister was speaking with Joy Business after a courtesy call on her by the Indian and Iranian High Commissioners.
Madam Cecilia Dapar received a delegation of the High Commissioner for India as well as the Iranian High Commissioner to forge partnerships to develop the country's aviation industry. Among other issues, the three parties exchanged views on deepening the bilateral relations in the aviation sector. Birender Singh is the Indian High Commissioner to Ghana.
We also discussed the bilateral areas of cooperation. We have an air services agreement which was signed in 1978. Both the sides officials, they have been in touch, they have been talking, they have been meeting at the margins of ICANN meetings, and we both are now discussing to revise the agreement and to bring it on par with the current times. So Honorable Minister has kindly agreed that we both sides would be cooperating very closely and we would be working on it.
On her part, the Minister for Aviation welcomed collaborations from both countries. She further called for more private-public partnerships to develop Ghana's industry.
Hitherto, government has been in charge of all airports, in charge meaning building, but I believe we should think out of the box to have private sector. If you're a Ghanaian, you have money to partner government. Why not? That's where we are coming from. We want Ghanaians, indigenous Ghanaians, who can access funding to team up with government in infrastructure. That would be the best for this nation. Win, 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 win. You know, that's what I'm looking at. And I know Ghanaians are very resourceful, hardworking, and they can make things happen.
The ministry hopes to further encourage more foreign investments into the areas of infrastructure development and technology.
Away from that, the World Bank is predicting a fall in Ghana's 2017 GDP growth rate by the end of 2018. The country's gross domestic product for last year hit 8.5%, the highest in 5 years, being driven by a strong performance of the oil and gas sector. But speaking to Joy Business, Chief Economist for World Bank Ghana, Kobina Jankwachi, projects the strong performance in the petroleum sector cannot be sustained by the close of the year. He says oil production will witness a decline in subsequent years and therefore normalize the growth rate.
GDP is so high, and the most current DSA, debt sustainability analysis, conducted with the IMF indicates that Ghana is still in debt distress. And what that means is that if you look at, or if nothing is done about it, in a very near future, debt levels will not be sustainable. So basically, this is the fact that we have in order to answer your question. So the issue here is, how do we deal with it? And if you listen to, or if you remember the solutions that were put up by Albert, we are looking at revenue generation, and also we have to look at expenditure. So basically, governments around Africa, which Ghana is also part, have to look at the ways in order to improve their debt revenue to GDP, so that there will be enough funds to actually fund all government expenditures. The debt level depends on government spending, of course, which is also dependent on revenue. So if government is able to raise enough revenue, then definitely government can spend more. So going forward, government has to raise more revenue or also keep its expenditures below certain levels if the revenues are not coming.
And that's all in business for now. Coming away with more business at midday. My name is Emmanuel Abwaji. Have a good morning.